Hey allihopa, hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Say It in Swedish. I'm your host, JOAKIM, and welcome to How to Annoy a Swede 101. Men, JOAKIM, varför har du mössa på dig inomhus? Skit i det du, så lever du längre. There are a few things that could really annoy a Swede, and I've come up with 10 different things, so let's jump right into it. If you really want to annoy a Swede, stand left in an escalator. Normally we would stand to the right, and people that want to walk, they would stand on the left. But if you stand on the left, and preferably you have a friend that stands to the right, so that you block the whole way, then you would really annoy a Swede. Swedes also like their personal space, so people that queue too closely or that sit too closely, strangers that aren't supposed to be in your personal space, they really annoy Swedes. Which brings us to point number 3 on my list. Don't you dare talk to a random Swede about random things when you're not supposed to. Strangers that just talk to you without any apparent reason, just to chit-chat or small talk, they annoy us, and we think that those strangers are kind of creepy. So if you're not going to ask for directions or the time, or if you're not going to ask anything, you just want to talk to a Swede, don't. This does not apply to elderly Swedes. They love to talk. And one thing that kind of relates to our personal space is being too loud. We don't like when people are very loud and yell in public or have loud ringtones on. We just don't like people to be too loud and bother us. I'm looking at you Americans. I like you, but you can be very, very loud in public. Another thing that annoys Swedes is being compared to the neighboring countries. Norway, Finland, Denmark, we don't like to be compared to them. If you say, oh, Sweden is just like Norway, or Sweden is just like Finland, or Sweden is just like Denmark, you won't get happy Swedes. And I think the same goes for those two. Don't compare Norway to Sweden in front of a Norwegian. You know, we love our brothers and sisters, but we are not 100% the same. Maybe 90%. We are kinda alike, but we don't like to be compared to them anyway. Don't you dare making fun of anything Swedish. Sweden is a small country, like population-wise, and I think Swedes feel kinda insignificant in the world, but we get very proud when we know that there is a Swede that gets international recognition, or if there is an invention that is used in the whole world that puts Sweden on the map, and if you make fun of that, we get sad. In Sweden we got a lot of common laundry rooms or lavatories or showers, and you will mostly see a note there that says lämna placeholder i lika fint skick som du fann det, which means leave this place in the same condition or in the same nice condition you found it, and this means that you should clean up after yourself. And we Swedes we will get very annoyed if we are going to for instance, a common laundry room and it looks like a mess. So please respect that. One thing that Americans are kind of famous for is saying "How are you?" as a greeting, not actually asking how someone is, and that annoys Swedes as well. If you're going, "Hey, how are you?" and then you just keep on walking, that's something we don't like, so please don't. We normally, if you say how are you in Swedish, you would get an honest answer, and yeah, think about that. One thing that I heard a lot in Berlin during the winters. When I worked there, my colleagues used to say, you come from the north, so you should be used to the cold, so why are you using a blanket or gloves when you're working? I mean, it was freezing in the office, so I was cold. And being in Sweden or being raised in Sweden doesn't mean that you are used to a lot of cold. I mean, I guess I am used to some cold, but the climate is more or less the same as in Berlin. I mean, if you look at Stockholm, where I'm from, it's not that much of a difference if temperature wise. So that kinda annoyed me a lot, and I know this is something that annoys a lot of Swedes. They get this or these comments that they should be like used to the cold and basically live among the polar bears. No, not just no. It's not that cold in Sweden, actually. And Sweden is a long country. We have a bunch of different climates. And the last one is something that I know Americans do. Sorry, there are a bunch of things in this list that Americans do. We like you. Don't get us wrong. If you're smart and a decent human being, we like you. But this is something that I know Americans do. Not all Americans. Not all Americans, of course. So don't get offended. If you don't do this, then you have nothing to be offended about. If this doesn't apply to you, then congratulations. You think Sweden is Switzerland. Ding 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 ding. Are you insane? The names aren't even that alike. I've heard from American friends that talk about Sweden to their American friends, and they say, oh, we love the Alps, we love the Swiss chocolate, or we love the Swiss cheese. No. Sweden is not Switzerland. I mean, we've got some mountains on the border to Norway, and we make a lot of cheese. That's true. But no. Okay, sweeties, that was everything that I had for you today. I hope that you learned something, and now you know how to act around a Swede a bit more, or how to socialize or not to socialize with a Swede. If you want to socialize with a Swede and other viewers as well, check out our Discord chat. Link is in the description. And if you want to learn Swedish, stop by sayitinswedish.com for free audio lessons and vocabulary lists, and we will see each other in another video and in the lessons. Take care, everybody. Hej då!